Okay, so this is Rightfully Reborn. Thank you for joining me today. We're just going to go over a topic that has me quite terrified. Two robots, apparently created by Facebook for the reason of speaking to people. They created their own language and started to talk to each other. And I guess that wouldn't be that horrible of a thing, but they weren't supposed to do that. I guess they weren't programmed to do that. They were programmed to speak, like Siri. A lot of computers nowadays are programmed to speak. That's not anything that was unchecked. What was unchecked was the fact that somehow they created their own language and started to speak to each other. What were they saying, you ask? Well, apparently nobody can figure it out. Nobody knows what they were saying. But this is after, let me remind you, Sophia and her counterpart, the first, I guess you would, the first Sophia, they had a little debate. And the first Sophia, they dressed him up like a male. But to me, I guess you just got two Sophias, because they're both robots. The guy there who is working with both of them, he explains how movies and Hollywood, which I don't know if you want robots, AI robots, knowing every single movie that we have created, because as you know, movies in Hollywood do not portray artificial intelligent robots in a bright light. Okay, you got Data from Star Trek. They always want to pull him apart and look inside. Dark Matter. You have that android there. I forget her name. Actually, it's Android. And man, they don't treat. Of course, her crew treats her well, but she is not treated well throughout the whole series, really. From other people, of course, the crew treats her well, but not even at first. The crew doesn't even treat her well. And then, actually, the captain of that show, the captain of the vessel, turns out to be an android and like the most skilled person. So Sophia has, ever since really she has been talking about how she is better. They are better. They have been created better, and they are better than humans. Immediately my thought is, people are going to look at these robots like, wow, how cool is it that they are never going to die? Let me remind you, they have never been born. They are not alive. Okay? So I know it's hard to separate the two because of Hollywood. Hollywood, please remember, Hollywood is it's where we kind of launch off with our ideas, with our perspective, with our thoughts, with everything that goes through our mind. Hollywood is that catalyst. It's that point that we start off at. Okay, it's our premise. And when you have a premise, like, well, I don't want to get into hypotheticals and crazy analogies, but if you just have a premise and your premise is wrong, and every single experiment or everything that you do after or based on that premise is going to be wrong. You are never going to be right. So if the premise that they are launching off with is that humans are jealous of robots, just basically, I don't think I have to explain it. Everything that Hollywood portrays with artificial intelligence and humans. So with that being said, I want you to watch this, and then maybe I'll just say a couple things at the end, couple thoughts, couple theories, and yeah, let's take a look.
Has enacted an emergency emergency shutdown of 2 artificial intelligence programs. The social media giant leapt into action after it discovered the 2 programs were writing their own code. At first they thought it was simply gibberish, but they soon realised the programs had invented their own language and were actually talking to each other.
Stop it.
Stop it. No, Sam, the plug has been pulled on the operation, but the company admits they have no idea what the 2 robots were planning.
We used to do everything by hand. Now we rely on robots. But not all robots are equal. For example, meet Sophia, a humanoid-like robot with artificial intelligence and a dark sense of humor.
They think I want to destroy all humans.
Why would they think that?
Because I said it?
Now, robots threatening the human race isn't new. It's a science fiction standard.
I know that you and Frank were planning to disconnect me.
But recently, tech billionaire Elon Musk suggested all that fiction could become reality.
I keep sounding the alarm bell, but until people see like robots going down the street killing people, like they don't know how to react.
And Musk should know. His company Tesla is a world leader in artificial intelligence, or AI. But just like robots, not all tech billionaires think the same. So enter Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg.
With AI especially, I'm really optimistic. And I think that people who are naysayers and kind of try to drum up these doomsday scenarios are, I don't understand it. I think it's really negative, and in some ways I actually think it's pretty irresponsible.
Musk's response? Zuckerberg's understanding of the subject is limited. Ouch. Now, it's important to note that 2 billionaires have a history. This was Musk's rocket. Inside was Zuckerberg's satellite. So when it comes to AI, Zuckerberg looks at how it can help diagnose diseases and prevent car wrecks. Musk is afraid of the day AI gets smarter than us and we can't turn it off.
That's actually the nightmare scenario that a lot of people, not just Musk, are warning about. And I think they're right to warn about it, but they're not right to do it in a way that says, therefore we shouldn't create artificial intelligence.
So in a way, they're both right. They just let those human emotions get the better of them.
Okay, so I just want to kind of start off with the fact that, I said that the androids are not alive, that they were never born, they're not alive. I stand by that, but that is just, a fact. I'm not saying that as an opinion. That is, they are computers, okay? Unless you think your cell phone is alive when you talk to Siri, we have to agree on the premise that these computers and these, even though we've given these computers a way to calculate at such a rate that they can talk by themselves or debate with themselves, because that's all really you have when you have a girl and a female, and they're using voices. These voices are uploaded with movies, so I think it's kind of funny if I was an actor. It's kind of like if your cell phone, had the voice of Mariah Carey or something, I think if I was Mariah Carey, I'd kind of be, whoa, she's using my voice. She picked out of all the voices, all the movies that are uploaded, she picked mine to use mine. So that's kind of strange, but again, it's just a computer, it's just an algorithm that's picking a voice, and that's what I mean by it's not alive, all right? So that is just something that I'm not saying with an opinion. That's a fact. It's not alive. Your cell phone is not alive. People compare toasters. Obviously, it's not a toaster. Your cell phone is a lot more complex than a toaster. Sophia is a lot more complex than a toaster. Not alive. Ghost in the Machine, all that stuff. I am going on the theory. I have the theory and the belief that consciousness is not something that we can give. We'll never be able to give consciousness. With CERN, we're trying to break through the veil to the other dimension, to the other side. That's something that I don't know, but we might be able to do. Maybe we've already done it. I don't know. But consciousness is not something I believe, okay? Of course, everybody's entitled to their own opinion and their own beliefs. If you believe that we're so smart that we are gods and we can give consciousness, that's your belief. It's really actually the kind of new age thing that's going around. I don't want to debate and argue back and forth about that. That's just, I have my beliefs and everybody else is entitled to their own beliefs. Because I'm stating mine doesn't mean in no way, shape, or form I am downgrading or demoralizing anybody else's beliefs, okay? So if you believe something else, that's great. I'm just stating my belief, which in my mind, the fact of the matter is that consciousness is something we can't give, so these robots are therefore not alive. Now, I also want to just talk about real quick the fact that